This is a video on how you create a Pareto chart or do a Pareto analysis. A Pareto analysis is just a way of organizing your data to identify the biggest source of quality issues or problems that are occurring within the company. The data that I use to demonstrate this is the data from problem 6.13 at the end of chapter 6. What you have here is a list of results showing a printed circuit board assembly line. They kept track of all of the numbers of defects and what type of defects they were, and so they listed in here. So these are the defects: components not adhering. There were 143 occurrences of that. Excessive adhesive, there were 71 occurrences, and on down the list. This is very similar to the homework problem that you'll have to do 612. However, there you'll have to count up the number of check marks. That's a tally sheet there. They in 612 they looked at 12 weeks worth of data and put a tick mark every time they got a complaint in regards to different aspects of an apartment complex. But here we have basically those added up. And so what you need to do is, the first thing you need to do is determine the percentage these are. And so we need to get a total of all defects. So equal sum, we'll tally up these, count up these defects. So the sum total, there's 1,275 defects. And now we can figure out the percentage. So we take this and we divide it by the sum total to figure out what percentage that is. And then we can do this for all of them. Of course, we want to lock it on to the sum total. So as we copy that down, so I'm going to enter the dollar signs. So it will stay on C11 as I copy the formula down. So let's go ahead and copy this down. And you'll have those, and then we'll format those. So right click, format, and format these as percentages with 2 decimal points. And there we go. Now, in order to do the Pareto chart, so we don't have to mess around with it later, we want to organize the data from the highest percentage to the lowest percentage. And so what we can do is we can sort the data. And the way you do that is you highlight the information you want to. Now you'll notice that I highlighted out here, I held down the mouse key because I want all of this data to stay together. So components not adhering, 143, and the percentage, I want those to stay together. I guess I could have just highlighted these cells, but the easiest way is so we keep each of the rows together. And then we can go up here under data, and you can go to the sort, and we're going to sort here. We're going to sort by column D because that's the percentage, and we're going to go from the largest to the smallest. And so it will sort that data using the information in column D, which is the percentages from largest to smallest. And you'll see that it did it correctly, and that we didn't, if you were just to highlight this column and sort it, it would just sort that column and leave the other columns in place. And so that's why we wanted to make sure that we sorted the information, each row stayed together, and why we highlighted what we did instead of just highlighting the one column and sorting it. And so in this case, the highest percentage is 47 and on down. We now have everything we need to do the Pareto chart. In the simple Pareto chart, you simply highlight the defects and then the percentages. And so you can do this. You either could flip these two columns so they're next to each other, or you can highlight and then hold down the control key, or the command key on the Apple Macintosh, and it allows you to highlight another set. So you highlight, hit the command key, and then come over here, and with the command key depressed, you can highlight another range. So we highlighted these two aspects, and then we're just going to go here and we're going to insert a chart. That'll bring up your menu here, and we're going to insert a column, and just a simple column here. And that's really all you have to do for a Pareto chart, at least a simple Pareto chart. In the next video, I'll show you how to do the more complex one they show in your textbook, which has a cumulative line percentage across it. But what we can tell here is that the basic concept behind Pareto is identifying those things that are causing you the biggest problems in regards to your quality. Instead of trying to address all of these things, we would be better served by focusing on misplaced transistor. That seems to be the biggest thing. 47% of our defects come from misplaced transistor. So if we were to focus just on that one and solve that problem, we would eliminate almost half of our defects, and then maybe go on to the wrong component. But we want to concentrate our time and effort on these ones that are causing us the largest problem. So this is what we refer to as a simple Pareto chart. So once again, you're calculating the percentage based on the sum total of defects, and then organizing the data from the largest defect to the smallest defect, and then simply putting that in a graphical form or in a chart.